continue with coloring the different lake types and the sea. So in our overlay image layer, we hit edit image again. And but first we need the colors. So the lake has to have this color code. So let's just create. So C. Then we need this one for the lake. So okay, now we got the color codes. Now we can edit our image again. For the selection, we'll use a red color so we can differentiate what we selected and what we painted. And now we select the color of the ocean. And now you can see, as right now everything is the same blue, everything is selected. And now we go to our paintbrush, and in the color we now take the color for the sea, paste it, make a big brush, and now we draw above it. So you can see where we already have drawn. So we'll correct, if we draw too far, we correct it later on. Let's just quickly get the mask done now. So that's here. And we need this part. As mentioned, we will correct it later on. So this here is lake, sea, and this is a lake. Or is this a sea? Maybe we should have a look. Yeah, it's a lake. Okay. Now, after having colored our sea, we want to give the lakes the new color. So we choose the color of the lake, change our paintbrush to that color, and make our brush size big. And now we'll color all of these. Maybe I should make it possible to even further to make an even bigger brush size, because right now it's limited to 200 pixels. Maybe I should make it possible for 500. Or I should just add an option to replace all colors. This would maybe be even better, so you don't have to draw manually. So this may be something for an update. So now at the where the lakes and the ocean meet, maybe we should now be a little bit more careful. So my dog, if you heard it, he's like barking. So I guess it looks pretty good. We deselect the colors, and now we can see that our ocean is light blue, our lakes are darker blue. Looks fine so far. And if we apply this now, you can see that it's correct so far. The only thing we wanted to change is we should give lakes that are transpassable again a different color, but we can also do it later on, so I guess that's good for now. Maybe we should just carry on now. So we changed the order of the images, so Now our overlay, our coastal overlay is on top, and our background image for orientation purposes for roads and cities is beneath. So now we can perfectly see where we are and what we have already done. So the next step now would be to fill in the roads and towns and cities, and there are not that many, so we'll just take a quick overlook. There are also the street names or road names from the satellite image, and we'll use these as an orientation. But the first thing we were gonna be doing is we will draw in the border, and so we add a border layer, and we load our preset, and now we try to follow as good as we can, follow the hexes where the borders go. So this here is the border between Finland and Russia, so we make it like this. As mentioned, you can't be perfect with the hexes, but try our best. Here is the point where Norway, Russia, and Finland meet. So we have to find a split point where all three go apart, and I would probably use this one here. I know that the border between Russia and Norway goes through this water here, but as mentioned, we can't follow it completely. So maybe we'll use this point here as the triple point. Let's just call it like that. And we follow on here and here. So this on top here is the Norwegian-Finnish border. So we'll go on like this. And the Russian border follows here. So we make it like that. And it makes like here another curve. So we'll probably will be doing it like this. And now we'll put the border layer beneath, so the water cuts the border here. And now we got our borders drawn in on the map. Here one is missing because, as mentioned, we do it another way. We put this one up here, and we want the borders be drawn over the lakes but beneath the water. So in this case, we will delete this border here, and we'll make a new border layer below our coastline. We load up the same preset, and we draw this in here. So now the coastline overlay lays above this one hex, and all the other hexes are above the coastline. And as you can see now, the border fits. So now we got the borders, and now the next step would be to put in the towns and villages and cities. And I guess the towns over here are not that big, so they mostly will be just like the yellow icons. So we open an asset layer, we make it on the top, and we use our operational assets, go to the town, we deactivate snap to hex, and we have to make it smaller. So as you can see, it's too big now. So I guess 0.35 is a good value. Yeah, we'll use this one. So now we have to go around the map and find the towns. So we'll use this. It will also be possible to make like research which towns are the biggest one in this area. It's always a bit difficult if you don't do any research at all. Well, at least for this map now. But it works. So we also can follow the roads, which probably is a good idea here. So this one is, I guess, a Finnish town. Also this one. That one over here. I guess most of these towns are just like little settlements, so yeah, we'll see. Maybe we should blend this one out right now, just for the sake of better visibility. And we also should not make every town, this may be a bit too much. So we just use the ones at the main roads. So let's add one more here. This looks fine so far. And then we follow the road down here. So on the Russian side, there are not that many towns, and they even don't have proper naming. This one I have to look, because I don't know this town if it's Finnish or Russian. And here are some more. So we'll follow this road now. We try to paint in all the bigger ones here, but like this one, this one. And we skip the completely small ones. So we would need like these two. So I guess we'll just pause the video here because it's already again 14 minutes long.